What's up, boys? We are back, and today we're going to be ranking each UFC champion's road to the title from the most hard to the least hardest, including the title shot. So we're going to be ranking all of these guys' career in the division that they become champion in. Before they got to the title, the road to the title, the matchups that they had, the difficulty of opponents, the strength of schedule leading up to their title fight, and obviously including their title fight, in what fashion they won their title fight. So let's get straight into it though. The first guy we have, it's going to be someone who a lot of people might disagree with. It's going to be Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria, dude, technically his last fight at lightweight before his fight against Charles was against Jai Herbert in like 2020. Okay. Are we really going to count that, dude? He's only had one fight in the division before this. It doesn't really count. He didn't have a long big run, dude. He got a win at lightweight to Jai Herbert, and then he got handed a title shot. Obviously, that's not as simple as it gets, dude. Ilia Topuria was a decorated featherweight champion, dude. Decorated. He had one title defense, but he picked up some good wins over a lot of guys in that division, and obviously he deserved the title shot against Charles Oliveira because when you knock out someone as badly as you did in the title shot, you still deserved it, bro. I don't understand when people say, like, oh, Belal Muhammad didn't deserve the title shot against Leon. Well, yes, he did, because if he didn't deserve it, he wouldn't have ragdolled Leon Edwards. If you don't, supposedly you don't deserve a title shot, but then you dominate the champion in the title shot, well, then you deserve the title shot. Got off topic a little bit there, but you guys know what I mean. Ilia Topuria, he deserved the title shot, but his road to the title in the lightweight division was not long. It was not, he wasn't facing the same guys over and over. He wasn't putting in the grind. He wasn't putting in the work that some of these other guys were at the lightweight division. At featherweight, the kid was putting in the work, not at lightweight though, and that is specifically what this division is talking about. So our number 8th guy, it's going to be the 155 champion, Ilia Topuria. Now let's move on to number 7. Number 7, we have the one and only JDM's getting built back, bro. JDM, all right. Okay, bro. I'm not that high on JDM. I know, guys. I made a video talking about how JDM was plain mediocre a couple months back, and that video got ridiculous amounts of hate. But JDM, dude, I don't rate him as high as a lot of people rate him. I think if Belal Muhammad truly stuck to their game plan in their last fight, it would have been a pretty easy fight for Belal Muhammad. That's off topic, though. JDM's our champion, and I have to respect that at the end of the day. But JDM, dude, you look at his path to the title, split decision with Basil Hafez, split decision with Kevin Holland, and a fight against Gilbert Burns in which he was losing the first 2 rounds. It's a little dicey, you know? I mean, I understand he beat Belal Muhammad fair and square, dude. Belal Muhammad, it was completely his fault. He didn't stick to the game plan, not JDM's. But the title shot he got was kind of unexpected, dude. Shavkat was injured. He couldn't fight. We knew Shavkat was going to be out with an injury for a while, and there was kind of no one else to give the title shot to, dude. It was a little bit of an awkward situation. We didn't know who Belal Muhammad was gonna fight, and yeah, dude, the UFC decided to give it to JDM, who hadn't fought in about a year and a half. I think that's a little bit crazy as well, but I know this guy, he's on an 18 fight winning streak, you know, but some of those fights are before the UFC. I think his fight winning streak in the UFC is like 8, and that's still impressive. But the names on his resume and the ways he won the fights aren't as dominant as some of the other guys in this list. So yeah, that's why JDM's here. Now let's move on to number 6. The number 6 spot is gonna go ahead and be Tom. You know, what would it take? You know, Tom Aspinall, dude. I rate this guy. I mean, if we're talking in terms of like the abuse this guy had, the mental fortitude this guy had to have to get to the title, he's probably number 1, dude. John Jones tortured this guy mentally for about 2 years. But if we're talking about actual fights, actual strength of schedule, it's heavyweight, dude. It's heavyweight. I'm sorry, dude. I can't rate no, Tom Aspinall. He knocked out Sergey Spivak, bro. Like, okay, he knocked out Marcin Tybura. He knocked out all these other guys. Like, I don't really care, bro. I don't really care, man. Like, Sergey Pavlovich is a good win. Curtis Blades is a good win. But it's heavyweight. And I'm not discrediting Tom Aspinall's resume at all. But he's so far ahead of the rest of the heavyweights where he kind of just makes it look easy. He does kind of just make it look easy. So that's why Tom Aspinall's here, dude. And, yeah, man. The way he won the title, too, he didn't technically beat the champion. And I know I'm discrediting Tom Aspinall, and it's all because of John Jones. Dude, John Jones has ruined Aspinall's legacy just a bit, man. And it sucks. But yeah, let's move on to number 5. Number 5 spot is going to go ahead and be Dricus du Plessis, the real African brother. Dricus, welcome to the list, buddy. And I think this is deserved for Dricus. He's kind of in the middle. You know, Dricus, you look at his wins before he got to the title. A nice win over Robert Whittaker. You know, I can't take anything away from that win against Robert Whittaker. That's a fair and great win. But I didn't realize this, dude. his fight right before Robert Whittaker was the Derek Brunson absolute disaster class from both fighters. I didn't realize that, dude. That Derek Brunson fight was genuinely shocking. Both of those guys looked like they did not deserve to be in the UFC whatsoever. And then this guy goes out and knocks out Whittaker in like 2 rounds in their next fight. That's pretty crazy. And, the Whittaker's good. The win against Whittaker's good. He picked up some wins over some other decent guys. Derek Brunson, I can't really name the rest. But still, dude, Dricus du Plessis, he had some good wins, and the fashion he won the title, it was a little bit iffy, but Sean Strickland, I do believe Dricus du Plessis won that first fight fair and square. I don't think it was much of a robbery. He beat Sean Strickland, and obviously in the rematch we know that Dricus du Plessis is just a much better fighter. And yeah, man, I think he deserves to be here. Technically, the rematch does not count in his road to the title because he already had the title. But we know Dricus is just a clearly better fighter. We've seen it improve. He won the title against Strickland pretty easily. And yeah, man, that's just how it goes, dude. Now, number 4, the next couple of guys, their road to the titles have all been each individually hard. They've all earned the road to the title, man. Who do we got next? Alessandro Pantoja. Alessandro Pantoja was a bit of a jobber. Not a jobber, guys. He was a bit of the guy known around the top 5. A bit of a guy who would just lose that fight when he would need to really get in there. But something clicked into this man when he hit like 33. He randomly locked in. He randomly went on like a 5-fight winning streak. He knocked out a lot of guys. He beat Brennan Royval. He beat Brandon Moreno. And yeah, man, he locked in, dude. He beat Brandon Moreno pretty dominant fashion. This guy can't lose to Brandon Moreno. And I rate Pantoja's run, dude. He'd been through the gulag in the 125-pound division. He'd been fighting everybody, and finally he got it, dude. He beat Manel Kape. He picked up so many wins. Alex Perez. I'm just remembering how many wins this guy has on his resume before the title even. He's built up a legendary resume at 125, and that must not be forgotten. This guy's path to the title was just as great as anyone else. And yeah, man, just because he's flyweight doesn't mean I'm gonna have him too low. Number 4, yeah, number 3, number 2, and number 1, all of these guys, the rest of the remaining guys, they all worked their butt off for a title shot, and they all completely deserved it. Number 3, Magomed Ankalaev, bro. They made this guy put in the work. Bro. He was facing Ian Cutelaba twice. He was facing Johnny Walker twice. He had to face Rakic. He had to face literally everyone in the division. They were trying to do everything in their power to not give him title shot against Alex Pereira. And then he goes in there and he clearly beat Alex Pereira. This guy, I gotta give this guy credit where it's due. He deserved it. He deserves the title shot, and he deserved much other things. Congrats to Magomed Ankalaev for being on this list, dude. Because the UFC tried robbing this guy out of a title shot so many times. They tried making him fight one extra time and seeing if he could get fluke KO'd, but that didn't happen. He kept pushing. I think it was like 11 fight winning streak since the loss to Paul Craig. And yeah, he truly did lock in. So congrats to Magomed Ankalaev, dude. You worked your butt off for a title shot, and you finally got it and defeated the champion pretty easily. Now let's move on to number 2. Number 2, we have Alexander Volkanovski, and I'm including Volk's original run to the title as well as his kind of second run, even though it wasn't really a run. Volk's first run, he picked up wins over a lot of guys. Jose Aldo, Chad Mendes. He was dominating people, dude. I think he was on a huge winning streak, obviously, the first like 12 fights in the UFC before he lost to Islam and Ilya. And then this guy goes through adversity. He gets chinned twice. Obviously, chinned by Islam, chinned by Ilya, back-to-back fights. It's pretty much over. No one's ever returned from that. At the age of 35, this guy was done. You can't get chinned twice and expect to be decent. No. Volk went in there against Diego Lopez and put on a masterclass of 49-46 against him at the age he's at, against a fighter who's much more younger, much more faster, much more quicker, has way more power. And I gotta give Volk the credit he deserves, dude, because Volk, he worked his butt off. He put in the work, dude. He locked in. He was looking lean and mean his last fight. He deserves it, dude. Volk got the belt back, bro. Congrats to Volk, number 2. And number 1, dude, number 1, it was a pretty obvious one for me. It has to be Merabs, bro. This guy went through everything to get the title shot. He didn't fight Aljo because of how good a friend he was. He beat Jose Aldo. He beat Henry Cejudo. He beat Marlon Moraes. He put in so much work to just not fight Aljamain Sterling. To get that title shot. He waited for his brother to leave the division, and then this guy actually locked in and said, all right, I'm actually going to try now. I'm actually going to win the belt. And he did just that. He's dominating people. He beat Umar. Wasn't much of a domination in that fight, but he still beat him pretty obviously. And then the next fight against Sean O'Malley, very dominant performance. The first fight against Sean O'Malley was very dominant, and we're including the first fight against Sean O'Malley obviously only. I don't know why I'm talking about the next two fights, but the first fight against Sean O'Malley, he dominated that in the grappling in a lot of rounds, and I gotta give him credit for that, dude. Merab, congratulations, dude. You deserve this. 11, I think it was 10 fight winning streak. He went through the ups and downs, dude. This guy suffered 2 losses his first 2 fights in the UFC, and then just won an absolute tear. Best cardio in the UFC, and one of the greatest UFC fighters of all time. Merab Dvalishvili is your number 1, the hardest path to the title of any current champion right now in the UFC. And if you guys enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you guys want more videos like this, make sure to comment down below. And that's gonna do it for today. MMA Outpost out.